I am making my way over. How's everybody doing today? Alright, let's see what phase we are in. We are in phase 1. We are good to go. Hello everybody. Welcome. We got ourselves another Simulation Sunday community live stream. I was kind of playing around with the style. Don't know how I feel about it. I've got the... I think I'll probably end up changing the mask on this. Maybe figure something else out. But I'm trying it out. I'll see if I want to change it to something else. I don't know, something I was playing around with on this character. Maybe like an Indigo Lantern, like Slade Wilson. Let me see if I can go ahead and... The little white circle around the emblems drive me nuts, so I like to change the color around it so it doesn't stick out as much. There we go. Alright, nice. So we got ourselves the new time capsule, which was pretty neat. Well, aside from it having an iconic ability that was behind a collection, I kind of wish they don't ever really do that again. Because I mean, to be honest, I don't think anybody's really shaking their hand for that position. It's not great. But I really love the shoulder piece that people are using, the reborn shoulder piece. It allows you to basically put an emblem over. Well, it's like you're putting an emblem over chest styles that can't necessarily like wear one. So this changes that. Like here with Bruce, he's going ahead. He's wearing the reborn shoulder piece over the abyssal chest style. All right. Let's see. And then we've got Nightman Beyond. Let me see. There we go. It's got the year 1 cape. You should put the glossy on that. I think it'll give it a nice look. But yeah, that's ancient, that cape. And then we got Buff here. So they're doing the same thing with the emblem on the front. That's kind of nice, and it kind of sits over that chest style really well. And then we've got Superman over here, Clark J. Smith. But you know, kind of wondering how everybody is doing with the new DLC. I don't know. I think the grind for the OP items is I don't know. It's a little ridiculous, to be honest. I'm kind of taking it easy. I'm not going too crazy. I'm not resetting a ton. I'm kind of just running it on running things on multiple characters and kind of letting everything naturally take its course. But nothing too crazy in the realm of like content. It's like I was maybe resetting the first the first day or so, and I've got about just enough marks, to buy like half the elite set on my main. But it's going to be a lot of work from other alts to get the crafting and things done. Because I don't know, very very demanding DLC in terms of like resources when it comes to crafting. So it's definitely something I'll probably sit on for a little bit. We got Zeus character, very nice. I definitely used the shoulder style for Zeus style recently. I've got a few styles ready for a video. I'm really trying to add another 2 or 3 more because I want to round it out with a good amount of styles. So it's it's worth it. There's a little bit for everybody, and then I'll send the video out basically. because I don't think the work on it will be too crazy. It'll just be a matter of making sure I don't like to. I mean, I have done some videos where there's like only 4 styles in the video, but I don't know. I wanna make a bigger video, pretty soon. So we shall see. Oh, this kind of reminds me of the Martian from Young Justice. The green beetle. All right, and then we've got Kirk Darkholm. There we go. So this has like a Nightcrawler feel to it. Like maybe what I'd expect for like an alternate skin on maybe like well, it's probably an alternate skin from something like Marvel Rivals. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. And then we have Kal-El over here. Looks like he has the Trigon Superman kind of style going on here. The hand style I would probably use, but he's right in using these now that I think about it. Because if he's got this skin on, the hands are going to be really blacked out on the end. So it's not going to work out well. But it's a good choice in the legs. Yeah, the hands are alright. That's pretty good. I tend to forget that the style like blacks out at the hands. And then we have like a little Batman over here. I didn't mind the suit too much. I actually like the legs for the suit. There's a few things that I like about the new time capsule suit. I think it was done pretty well. All right, then we have CC Goku. So I'm pretty sure they'll be happy when they see the reborn style, because the chest style on it actually works really good for like a Goku character. I think that's why they specifically went ahead and did that. Then we have Archon over here. So this is very nice. I like the cybernetic influence with this. I think that's really nice. The glasses are very nice. I like that they gave us those glasses. They're actually really cool. I'm sure there's quite a few things I could use that for. Flame Goddess. There we go. We got Flame Goddess over here. Let's see. We've got Silence over here. We got Ocean. That's actually, now that I actually say it, that actually makes sense. It's actually pretty cool. And it's a nature character. It looks like a nature character. That's funny though. That name, I would figure that would be for like a water character, but they may be a water character and I just don't know it. The Sinestro's Corrupted Power Ring is actually really good. I've had people ask me if it's actually that good. It is a very good artifact. It does really good like damage over time, and it's consistent damage. So definitely didn't regret it when I wolf packed it. Definitely made sense. I mean, it's like having Spore Pod, but it's continuous over time. You know, and so you're running Spore Pod and that. That's pretty significant for the builds, 100%. I think it attacks like every 2 seconds, so it attacks very frequently. So you're definitely getting quite a bit of damage off, and it's free damage that you don't even have to think about over time. All right, we got air pad here. They're working on their style. Alrighty, let's see, we got Popstar over there in the corner from the bombshells. The wings are of course very nice. They work well with like the demon tail. And the horns are nice. The horns are a nice aesthetic. I always like those horns because it was like one goes out, one kind of bends in. That's kind of cool. I like it when things, they don't exactly match, or they don't exactly mirror each other. I like that. And then we got ourselves a female Robin. They would probably benefit from having the new. They could either do the Astro pants, or they could do the Reborn. No, not the Reborn. The Absolute Batman pants. That would probably work well for them. Alright, let's see. We got PD over here. Very nice. We have Ozias Obadiah. There he is. Green Lantern character. Lantern characters are all the rage, it seems. Just because of this new episode, I think it's really the time to be a Lantern character. I was somebody that really liked the old Fight for the Light and War the Light content. So for me, it's a very welcome change. Definitely change the pace. I like that. So I like to see that Lantern content. I like that. It's just how the chainmail shows up is really nice. It's very well done, and I like just the subtle touches, like they use the adaptive earth material on their feet, and then they have just little touches of the crack source material on there, and they're both flowers, so very nice. Something else that I was thinking that you could use for the reborn shoulders would be to make a Broly character. I'm not sure if I'm going to make one for the video, to be honest, because I'm not really a brute character, and maybe I'd have to switch and figure something out for that. I don't know if I'd do it this time around, but it's a good idea for the character. I just wish we had better options to kind of make him. Oh, and then they gave us a nice cape. This isn't the cape, but they have a really nice cape in the time capsule, the Infiltrator cape. Actually, I think I should have it in here. There you go, Absolute Infiltration cape. It's kind of cool. I kind of dig that. Like for like a futuristic character or something, that'd be kind of neat. And then we've got Negate over here. So I like the color scheme of this. I like the. I always think that like a gray, like a silver, gray, black, and then a red is just really cool. I don't think you can really ever go wrong with that color scheme. It's really nice. All right. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Let's swoop down. So we got Genesis. I don't think we took like an actual full body shot of Marceline. We kind of just passed by. So this one's kind of neat. I like that. You know, you've got the skin looks vampiric in nature, and then you have the pointed ears. That's kind of cool. That works really well for the character. And then we have Ghoul over here. I think he's actually wearing the new cape. Yes, he is. And he's got that, ooh, I like that. He's got the reborn hands-on. And just everything's like torn up, like the cape is torn up, the pants are torn up. I actually like that. It's like the more I'm looking at this, the more that you see that it's actually really well put together, and it's not even that like complex of a style. So that's actually nice. Yeah, the more you look at that, you're like, wow, that actually works really well. Let's see. And we got another Slade character over here. So here we have like a contemporary Slade, where he's all clean shaven, ready to go mercenary mode. This looks like it's from one of the Batman Arkham games, with the kind of mercenary feel to it. I mean, I know he's a mercenary character, but just the way he's kind of just geared up with all the extra padding, the strapped on gear and whatnot, definitely has like an Arkham Games vibe to it. Alright, and then we have Emerald over here. There we go. And of course we got ourselves a Green Lantern character that's using the new glasses we were talking about earlier. Very nice. I like how it has like that holographic feel to it. I was really trying to find like helmet styles and things that it would like interface well with. I didn't find anything for it. So I mean, I'll keep like trying to find other combinations and stuff, but so far there was nothing that fit like perfectly with it, because they're just that out there. But yeah, very nice. Alrighty, and then we have Martian Hunter Man instead of Manhunter. Let's take a look. So I have another character that's kind of related to Martian Manhunter in the sense that will be coming up in one of my videos pretty soon, and it uses a new cape. So that should actually be really interesting. Very nice. And then we have ourselves a Tony Stark character. Here we go. That back piece is nice. It's always good. The legs are good. The chest piece is pretty good. Shoulders aren't bad. The feet are pretty good for the most part. Head styles, not bad, but I think we do have better options now. The belt's pretty good. I like how it gives it its form at the waist. Alright, let's see. We got Gray back over here. Looks like he has a predator style of sort. The legs are really good for it. It looks like it has like netting on it. The chest style's not bad. Shoulders really good. I think people are using another head style combination, but I think the hair's not bad. But the feet are a good choice. I like those. I think that was a good choice to make. I don't know about the hands. I kind of find that the string and lights is funny though. That's kind of cool. Alright, and then we have Chrono over here. I think he's also using the new back piece from what it looks like from here. So yeah, there you go. That's a new back piece. So it looks like we have a Batman Beyond style. And it's just capped off with that nice cape. I like how the lines on this connect really well. I know they're like part of the same style, but I like how they connect, like the belt doesn't cut across them. It stays out of the way and kind of just does its own thing. And then we have a Red Lantern character, Vale Proxima. I'm going to take a real quick look at him. I know he's probably still switching things around, but I think the general just the style you'll probably get. So it's like a brute character, very much has like a, definitely has like an Archillo feel to it. Because Archillo doesn't wear boots. If you really take a look at him, like on his specific lantern style, he doesn't wear boots. He just has the plain slimline feet like that. And then he has like the bands up his arm, you know, and you know basically like the Sinestro Corps, you know, setup basically for the chest style. By the way, I mean, we need to get a Sinestro Corps chest piece that's actually legit and doesn't cut off at the middle of the biceps. That's kind of crazy. Let's see. So we got ourselves like an elf character. It's not bad. Looks like something that would come out of that D&D animated show. Definitely has like that feel to it. Alright, and then we have Utopian Icon. So it looks like some sort of maybe a lantern character. Yeah. So I like that. It looks like he has like little bits of like solar radiation that's kind of like flowing around him. So that's kind of cool. I like how he, you know, used one material on the head and then tried to copy that same color on the belt and trying to like get the belt like covered up in you know, with how it looks so it didn't look too out of place. And then he just left the gloves white, or the wraps white. Alright, and then we have invisible scars. So it looks like we have ourselves a Halo character. I mean, I really like the old Halo games, and this kind of takes me back a little bit. You know, I used to have a few friends, and I would go over to one of their houses, and they had all the Halo games. And the thing I liked the most was, you know, I really liked the vehicle system, where, you know, I could be like on the gun, and then the other person would be like the driver. I always thought that was kind of cool. That was crazy for back in the day. And then you have this character. So yeah, it looks like everybody's rocking that cape. Alright, let me start taking a look at chat because I actually see messages coming out there, so I want to look at that. Spanners says morning. Morning, how's it going? Pup says I actually like those new glasses. Yeah, they're great. 100%. I've already made a style for them for my female character. It should show up in the video that should come out pretty soon. Just kind of figuring out what other styles I want to make before I go ahead and do that. I want to add more to the video. I don't want to have too short of a video, because I will be out of commission for a few days. If you guys didn't see the post, next week I won't have a live stream just because of the fact that I am getting some dental work done. It's dental. I'm getting general dental surgery, wisdom teeth. So I won't be speaking to just about anybody for a large part of next week. I will be practically mute. Um, so yeah, I'll be on pain meds and swollen and just trying to trying to get back to normal. So uh, so yeah, it should definitely be pretty interesting. Spanner says, "Hey Iconic, could you put together the new Warriors roster from Marvel, the original roster?" Um, to be perfectly honest, I don't even recognize who those are, so I'd have to look. I'm not sure. So Nemorita, Night Thrasher, Marvel Boy, Nova, Speedball, and Firestar. I think the only one I might know Nova. I'm more DC, so the only thing is I'll take a look, but I can't promise anything because I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't do something justice if I'm not a fan of it. I wouldn't do it justice compared to someone who's really passionate about that team, right? Um, so I'll take a look at it, but if it's something that I'm just not feeling, I don't want to put half the effort into something and it's not that great. So that's why I will generally take a look at things, but I really try to like if it's something that I really like, great. That like it'll work out, really well. Um, but if it's something that I really just can't get into, then it's like, you know, I'd rather leave it to somebody who actually like loves that team and really is passionate about it. Because I'm a firm believer that uh, how much you like something definitely shows up in your work. So I'm a big believer in that. We got ourselves a Hella character, very nice. But yeah, so that's how I basically think of it. Like there's certain characters in Marvel that I really like, and they've shown up in a few videos, 100%. Like there's Blue Marvel, there was Iron Man, there was Bishop, uh, and I'm trying to think what else, but I did Magneto. I really like Magneto as a character. Um, so there's all different. So there's definitely a bunch of different Marvel characters that I like, but I really got to be feeling it because I otherwise I think the styles are gonna be pretty mediocre, and then it's just not gonna come out great. I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, I've definitely started to delve in and actually do a few more Marvel characters when I can, especially ones that I like. So if I see like the writings on the wall and we have the styles for it and it works really well, and they look good, because I think there's a lot of the times people will say like, oh, like we've got styles that kind of look like it, or they'll throw we'll kind of throw something together, but then at the same time it's like it still doesn't look good even with the right styles. Like that's even a case too. Um, so it's like at the end of the day, it's like not only does it have to be the right styles, but it's got to look good. It's got to mesh together really well. Yeah, I just saw him run by, so I went ahead and I said, okay, I need to check him out. So he's got the cape as well. Yeah, I'm sure this is the anime style. I do not know which one it is though. I know it is though. Definitely the feel of it. It reminds me of something that you'd have from like Naruto or something. We got ourselves the Incredibles with Violet. Let's see. I already did the Reed Richard. We got Victor. Let's take a look at him. And I did a Black Panther a while back in one of my videos. And the funny thing is I've done so many characters that are spread out throughout the videos. Sometimes when people ask me, like, hey, does anybody have a specific style or a good style or this or that? Even I like have trouble like I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, which video was that? Was it this one? And then I look, I'm like, no. So, so a lot of the time I'll just go in and I'll look at the timestamps, and usually I'll be like, okay, all right, it's this one. But yeah, there's definitely quite a few times where I'm looking, I'm like, which video did I put it in? And I'm trying to put it in like chronological order, and even I'm kind of like, I don't know. Let's take a look. You know, we got ourselves like a vampiric character. Oh, another one I would be is Blue Lantern, Blue Beetle, Black Lantern. I actually did a Black Lantern Blue Beetle, but you can make it better now. So, uh, so if you look at my one video, that has, and I assume you're talking about the Ted Cord, because that's the one that I know of that turned into a Black Lantern in the comics. Um, in the Blue Beetle Slimline, Blue Beetle Slimline, that was a 21-day reward. I made a video for that, and you'll see that I actually made a Black Lantern Blue Beetle style. But you can make it better now because you can actually add a shoulder piece to that style that I made in that video. You can add the reborn shoulder piece, and then you can apply a Black Lantern emblem, and then you'd be good to go. So that's the thing that could make that style better, is just adding that shoulder piece. So you get an emblem for that chest style, and then add the Black Lantern emblem, you're good to go. And then, you know, and then at that point, it's done its job. So I'd highly recommend going ahead and checking that out if you're looking for that style. I think it turned out pretty good for the most part. We got Braun over here. He's changing the skins around. He's probably looking at. Alright. Let's see. Then we've got Enjoyment over here. We got ourselves an evil Batman who laughs. Very nice. And that purple on the back of the cape's a very nice touch. Definitely has like a Maleficent vibe to it. And then we have Green Lantern over here. Of course, he's dressed as a Blue Lantern. So this is not bad. This is a pretty good style choice if you want to get like the feel of like a lantern with like their general slimline style. It's very nice. And if you want a singular colored boot, you go for the Stalwart Defender. Very nice. And then we have Vamp God over here. I like that. So he's got the lightning bolt on the back. Wearing all sorts of spiky gear. With the Hera, not the Hera, the, it's gonna drive me nuts. Not the Hera, it's the Athena head style. Veil Proxima, did we take a look at him? Yes, we did. Actually, this guy ended up in the short last week. So, props there. Yeah, very nice. And then we got a Phoenix character over here. And then, Spanner says, yeah, the only Blue Beetle. I've made a few of the Jaime Reyes version of the Blue Beetle. It's not bad. I think he's a pretty good character as long as they portray him correctly. And I do think like the Reach, like Scarab technology is kind of cool, and I like where they went with that. So it's not too terrible. And Ghosty said that's Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy. Okay, nice. All right. Let's see. We've got Shiesty over here. I don't know if I looked at him or not. Okay. We got a lot of red going on. And then of course we have two Hulks, so I'm going to look at Red Smoke first. So this is the starting character. And then of course, then you have, I guess, the upgraded version. You got General Ross. He's got the fiery eyes, the torn pants. Very nice. Speaking of new characters, we have that ultimate recruitment event in the game. And part of me was able to get away with not doing the last one because it was all rewards already had. But I'm sorry to say I actually had to make a whole nother character and go ahead and I had to grind out for the rewards from this one because I wanted that aura. So I was like, okay, I gotta suck it up. I gotta go ahead and make a new character. So I made an Earth character, and then once he became level 10, I got a base, and went immediately straight to my my base dispenser and got all my different artifacts. And let's just say after I put all the artifacts on him, he was one-shotting everything. So yes, artifacts do matter, even when you're not even level 30. Oh my goodness, he was taking everything out. I mean, he's Earth no less, but when you've got Ebon, you've got the new Lantern artifact, you've got Candle, you've got Omega, like it was overkill. Like he was just one-shotting everything. He was even soloing bounties that were at level, like soloing the open world like Metropolis and Gotham bounties, which you weren't really able to solo back when you were pre-level 30, or it was kind of discouraged. But you get so many stats and so many buffs and benefits from artifacts now that it kind of makes that trivial. Like you're doing a ton of damage. It's insane. So even though he wasn't even level 30, I think he was still performing at that level, if not higher. So it didn't matter, for what they were hitting him for. He still was able to just eat it. And he wasn't even in tank roll, which to me was hilarious. Because I always thought in the back of my head, I was like, what would happen if I ran a character through, they had all their artifacts? Would they just stomp everything into the ground? And the answer would be yes. They would stomp everything into the ground. 100%. This looks like a Final Fantasy character. Looks somewhat familiar. Alright. We've got Curse over here. Very nice. And then we have Ban Evasion. That is a very gutsy name. And then we have a Vet. Let me look at Escanor here first. Ah, I thought it was actually going to be an Escanor style. Oh, I think he swapped. It's like if I see Escanor, I want to see an Escanor style. And it's not even an Escanor style. It's a Red Hulk. Man. Very nice. It kind of reminds me of like the Council of Owls. Court of Owls. Of course, because of the face style. Let's see. We got Typhon over here. Everybody's making a Zeus character. It's kind of cool to see people make like a Typhon character. Because Typhon as a mythological character is depicted in many different ways in myth. So everybody that's in the game, when they see Typhon, they have a certain like idea of what he looks like just because of how the game portrays him. But he's not portrayed that way in like actual mythology. In some ways he's more man, in other ways he's more like grotesque beast. So there's definitely a bunch of different interpretations that that everybody kind of loosely accepted for that character. And I think you get a lot of that also with like Zeus and all them. Like everybody kind of like had their own idea of of what they looked like or how they were portrayed, and that's why everybody kind of had the idea that, oh well, they're gods, they can shapeshift, like, and that kind of fixed the problem for them. No, everybody didn't have to technically fight to be right, because everybody's right because the gods can just switch their form. So that was a very convenient way of reconciling their differences, which I always thought was really interesting. Right, so we got Batman GL. Let me see if I can find them. There he is. And I have Randall Baker saying, are there many players online in this game? I think there's quite a few players that still play this game. Now, is it going to be anything equal to like anything like Marvel Rivals or like World of Warcraft? Probably not. No, not in that aspect. But I think you can take a look around. There are quite a few people that are over here, and this is just an open world safe house area. So I think there are a bunch of other players that are like playing content and that are around. I know after we get done here, I'm probably going to go ahead and play and run some content. I actually like this style. I think the shading on this is amazing. And I think the shoulder pieces are really nice with it as well. Yeah. Very nice. Very well done. I like that. The shoulder pieces work really well with like the hands. And then we have Wonder Girl JL over here. And they've got their Batwoman character or Batgirl character. Let me see who else. So we took a look at them. We got the Mighty Shango. Definitely a much different style. I kind of like it. I like how they had the hair clip out of it on the back. They got the different colored beard, then the headpiece. It's not bad. Let's see. We've got the Sun Wukong over here. So definitely has like the Mandarin feel to it, or a Loki feel. Maybe it could be like an amalgam of the two characters, maybe. Definitely kind of has that feeling to it. And then we have Hera over here. And they're using the back piece. Very nice. They've got the new feet, the feet style from the Reborn set, the vendor gear. And then of course, let's look at the legendary Hercules. So I like how they use the Venom skin to try to give him that feeling of like limitless strength, because he's supposed to be the demigod of strength. That is Heracles. That's kind of what he's known for just raw brute strength. So I think the vein kind of feel to it, you know, kind of makes sense in a sense. All right. Let's see. Am I missing anyone else? We've got Hades over there. I think he's trying to make the Disney version of Hades. There we go. And then I have Davy Jones Locker saying, "Can you tell me the color codes for Neuron?" I should have. Let me double check here. I think that's actually a really fair question. I think I have a. I would check on that video in the video description. I'm almost. No, wait. No, the color codes for Neuron. Look at the video that has the new aura, and I actually show the color codes in that video. Yeah, the color codes are actually in that video. I actually have a section for it. I was trying to think. I was like, did I do a short video or did I actually include that? I'm pretty sure I included that in the video for that talks about the Hellblazer aura. It should be in the video. It shows the color codes for him. So I would check that out. You know what would be cool is you have this style and it has like that there, and then he has the headband that also has the Omega sign on it. That'd be kind of cool from the Reborn style. Have the headband going across the head with the Omega sign on it. That'd be cool. Have it in 2 different areas. Let's see. And then we've got Harley Quinn. Looks like she's hiding behind a Nightwing character. So here's Harley Quinn. Let me even see if that's spelled correctly. Did they actually get the name? That's kind of cool if they did. No, it's got an I. Still, that looks pretty legit. Alright. Let's see what else. Oh, they're all... Okay, we got syllabus. I'm going to take a look at them real quick. And then I think I'm going to jump over to this side over here real quick. And then I'm going to take a look in the other phases so I don't miss anybody. Because I think I've pretty much maxed out this phase. So this is syllabus. Alright. And then we've got Superman JSA. Oh, come on. They can't be that far away. There we go. So this is like a Wicked Witch character. I like how the horns kind of protrude out of the hat like that, and they're using the new cape. Man, everybody's got the new cape. And then we got Gloomy U-Tier. So, again, they are wearing the new cape. So this is from Attack on Titan, and I like how they covered up the legs so you can't tell that they're the Doomsday legs. I like that. Yeah, they definitely covered that up really well. Alright, I'm going to go jump to another phase. take a look at everyone over there. Let's look at phase 4. All right. So you've got Kyle Rayner character over here. It looks like he's just starting out. So he got that code to go ahead and get the chest style. Very nice. And we got Quantum Fade over here. And we've got Nina L. Has, yet like I said, it had to be like a Superman kind of like character feel to it. Definitely like a Superboy feel. And then we have Abby over there. Definitely has like a water character feel to it. I like it. I think the color of the blue is really nice. Very nice. Alright. I think I'm gonna go jump. Okay, we got Anthony M. Let's take a look at him real quick before we jump back. So here's Captain America character. Man, he could use that new, the bigger shield. He needs that Diana shield. That'd make that 10 times better, because that is kind of like that's like a buckler in comparison. Yeah. Alright. Nope. Don't want to go back to the... I'll go to phase 2, because I think phase 2 got a bunch of people. Yep. I didn't go to this phase yet. I don't think. So. And we got this Zerg character. Man, I remember when the cosmic material was only purple. Yeah, this isn't the original. It was more of a darker purple, but that kind of reminded me of when it was only a purple character, a purple material. And then we have Invisible Scars wearing a style that looks eerily familiar to one of my league mates' styles. His War Machine style. Looks very similar. Yeah. Very nice. Alright. Let's see. And then we got Tactical Pulse Flyer. So that's kind of neat. I like the belt. I like the glow from the belt. And then you got the nice back piece and what they did to make the face and the head work together. Very nice. And currently full. You just click it a couple of times and eventually a window will open up. Alright. But otherwise, I think we have maxed out all of the phases. I'm gonna head back, see if anybody else joined the first phase. I remember doing this for the new DLC. Man, that was tough. So I was doing this for the phases when it came down to protecting the third point for the weekly mission. Oh dear God, that was horrible. That was insane. Like that mission goes up to 50, and man, that was an agonizing 50. Just because you just have to have a lot of burn, and everybody's got to have a lot of burn. So you can't solo it. Trust me, I've tried. You can't solo it. So you've got to have either somebody who tanks that can pull most of it off in time before they really build up in their number, but you still have to have pretty good burn. Otherwise, you're just going to get overrun. The tank won't be able to grab everything off there because, he'll only aggro so many at a time. I think if it's anything over 8, they just, you get the initial 8 and everything else pretty much goes after other people that are in the area. So you still have to burn it down considerably. So it's definitely going to be an interesting feat for some, and it's going to be pretty hard for others. It's definitely something else, but it took for me it was a lot of patience that I needed with that. And so luckily I ran with a group that was actually really cool, and so we would swap phases. And so we were catching a lot of these groups at that third area, and then we'd go in and help them, basically get it. So it was kind of like, it's kind of like we're going in as like the cavalry, kind of helping people get it, and at the same time they're helping us because they're already, they're already there at the node. They got it to that point, and now we're going to take it from there and help them finish it, and it helps us and it helps them. But yeah. So it was just one of those things. It's like, would I want to do it again? Not really. It just, I don't know. It wasn't fun. It was at times it was actually really frustrating, especially if you were like getting really close and the group was actually pretty decent, and then you just get all these terror constructs that came out of nowhere, and they just overwhelm the whole group, start dropping all these AoE damage pools on the ground, and then it just kills everybody. And nobody can, and it's like, and people, a lot of people tell you, you have to stand next to the node to get credit for it and to add to your side. So if you don't stand next to it, you're going to lose ground and you're not going to keep the node. And it's like, okay, well, there's no way you can really keep the node if you keep, like if those guys keep putting the pools down, like you're not going to be able to defend it. You're not going to be able to get close enough to it to actually make a meaningful impact. GameStop says just re-downloaded this after not playing for 3 years. Any tips for getting started again? Take it slow. You get CR very easily, and artifacts are going to be a grind. Artifacts and allies are the biggest things in this game. Allies carry a lot of weight. Artifacts have a lot of weight to it. Skill points, not as much. You only see skill points really come into play when it comes down to performing as a support player. So if you're a tank, healer, troll, I think that's where you start to really see the difference with your skill points. But when it comes to actually like doing damage as a DPS, you're not going to really notice the difference with like skill points. You're not going to see a massive difference. But I would take it slow and really take advantage of the free things that the game gives you, and try to do everything the smart way when it comes to leveling things up. I wouldn't go the route of, let's just go to the cash shop and I'll just buy a bunch of nth metal and a bunch of this, no, don't. First, see if you really like the game right now, and then go ahead and, use your make sure, just run alts, and that's basically more chances at getting things and being able to, stack nth metal and whatnot. And then kind of, use all them to kind of get your characters up a little one by one. But I wouldn't go out there just spending money like crazy, especially if you're just coming back, because then there's even a part of you that may become like frustrated when you see how grindy some things are. So I would take it slow. I wouldn't like dive into it and start just throwing money at it. I don't think that's fair to you, and yeah, so just take it slow, and build up your source marks as much as you can. Source marks are very important in this game. They are used for a lot of things in this game. Yeah, because I've definitely had people that came back to the game like old friends in other leagues, and they came back to the game, and they get so overwhelmed by some things, and they're like, oh, I gotta spend this, I gotta do this, and before you know it, they've got a bad taste in their mouth because they're like, man, like I had to do this, I had to do that. No, you don't have to do that. It's no, you don't have to. I think it's really easy now to do decent damage. No, you don't. Nobody needs you to be the top DPS as long as you're not holding back the group. Nobody really cares that much, or nobody that's worth running with cares about that. So take it slow, and this game offers more solo play than anything else as well. So there's a lot of different avenues you can take to make things work. All right, let's see, and then we got Kyle over there. So he's got his white lantern. He needs that torchbearer face style. That's what he needs. Alright, very nice. Let me see what else. Toner A says, hello, please do a Supergirl Styles video. If you can specifically make the one from the Flash movie too, that would be great, thanks. I haven't done many Supergirl styles. I'll see if there's anything that really comes up, and see what variations I can make. And Quan says, what was your favorite style so far? I don't think I had one particular style that I liked over everything else, but though there were a few that stood out that were really good, the one that I can think of off the top of my head doesn't mean that that there aren't others. But the one that really stood out to me was, it's hard to say. It was the one that had like the female style that had the gem on her forehead, and she had like that hunter gear that had like the spiked shoulders and all that sort of thing. That's I kind of like that. I think that was pretty cool. I think the shading on it was really well. A lot of people, I think a lot of people get the styles down right. Okay, they get the styles down right, but then they get the styles down right, but then they discount the idea that the colors don't need to be good, and the right styles alone don't make a good style, because also the second part is colors, and if you can blend and get the right color tone, that sometimes is everything. That can even make bad style pieces look good. So shading the right colors and having them kind of match with each other really nice, sometimes that's even more valuable instead. And a lot of people discount that. So the materials and the styles really work together to make even styles that aren't that great look good. And we got Cheater over here. Looks like he's got a Red Lantern character, and he's got the reborn hands and feet. Very nice. Yeah, I gotta get those. Okay, so I felt the urge to get the shoulder piece, which is basically a neck piece, because I wanted the emblem thing on there. I was stoked about that. But I think I can wait on these. Because to be honest, I'm one of those people, I want to buy my elite set first. Because then I get the discount across everything from the bottom, from the regular suit all the way down. So I don't want to buy these at full price for the regular set if I can help it. So okay, so this is the enhanced, so he's got the enhanced version. But yeah, I don't want to buy, I don't want to go ahead and buy the different pieces until like I have all the marks, and then I can have the discount go all across all the different style pieces. Because for the reg suit, what I do, and a lot of people don't understand this, but it actually works really well. It's kind of odd to say it, but so what I do for a lot of my alts is when I want to get credit for the reg set, I'll have my alternate characters buy a few pieces. Like they'll buy, like I'll have, like, I don't know, like I'll say I'll have the one buy the shoulders, hands, and like belt, and then I'll have another one buy the chest, legs, and like cape, or something like that, and I'll spread the mark cost across 4 different characters, and then I can go into my style menu, and it'll have the little button here that'll like unlock all styles, and then I'll unlock it on iconic. Bam! I just got the reg set. I spread the cost, like, as I got to make sure that those characters actually like equip it so they get the style, right? So I can actually unlock it. And then I can unlock all the styles on iconic, and then he gets the reg feat, and then I can go around to all of them, give them all the reg feat. Yeah. So that's how I do it. So I don't ever really get the full reg suit on this character. I do the purple gear on my DPS, and then I always do full elite tank gear on my on iconic. So iconic has purple DPS gear and then elite tank gear, because I feel that DPS are actually really easy to come across, but tanks aren't. So I would rather be a strong tank. Like, I do like really good DPS. Would I say I'm the best? No, I'm not the best. No, I think I'm above average, but I feel that tanks are more valuable. So I'd rather have a stronger build and stronger like gear for a role that not many people do, or not enough people do. So, and I think that's far more valuable. You'll get into a raid if the group really wants, like, can't find a tank, which is very common, versus, everybody's going to find a DPS. They're kind of a dime a dozen. All right, let me look here. Okay, RM Creation says, can you do a Hyperion style? I actually did a Hyperion style. So if you go to my channel and you go to the home page and you see that one video that has Gambit on the front, no, it's not. It's the video before that. I'm getting my videos mixed up. So just go into the video section, the video tab, and go down. So the video that has Gambit, go to the video before that, and that has Hyperion in it. Yeah, I did a Hyperion style recently. I'm trying to remember in my head, which is not really a great idea for me, because my memories can kind of come and go at times. Old man brain. But yeah, so I have done a Hyperion style, so be sure to check that out. Yet again, another Marvel character that I like. So I had to make the style. It only made sense to. Davy Jones Locker, what's one of the best styles you liked the most out of your styles on your YouTube channel? I don't know, man. I think that's a really hard question, because if I didn't like any of the styles that I made on my channel, they probably wouldn't be on my channel. So yeah, there's definitely some that are more slightly more favored by me in some aspects. Some, of course, there are. That would be ridiculous not to say that. But I generally do like a lot of the styles that I do make on the channel, and that's why I share them, and that's why I really put quality into my videos. Like, if it's not worth making and putting in a video, it's not going to make it in a video. Like, I'm just not going to put it in a video, because I know my viewers expect good content, and there's also a pride aspect where I wouldn't put something that was mediocre in a video, or at least to my standards. So everything that I put out is because the thing is, sometimes I make full styles, and then I'll go back and I'll tweak it like 2 or 3 times, because I'll be like, you know what, like, there's a part of me that's like, that was a good draft, but there were some parts of it that I didn't like, and it was, slowly kind of eating at me, and I'm like, let me see if I can change something about it, and I'll go in, I'll switch it, and then I'll find something that was better, and I'm like, man, I'm glad I kind of went in on it and took a look at it, and really figured out another way to do something on it if I wanted to change it. So everything that you see is a final product of that. So I'd like to think that I bring my best to make sure that that's the stuff that ends up in videos and not something that I was kind of like, it's kind of okay. Like, I'll just throw that in. Like, no, I don't do that. Um, uh, and then GameStop says, any reason why most of my outfits are locked behind replay badges? So replay badges, so that was a program that they put up years ago. It was called style unlocking. So it's an alternate way for you to unlock styles on characters, on alternate characters. Now, of course, you can go the regular route and just grind for those styles again, or buy them off their correlating vendors, or earn them, the original way. Or you can do the shortcut way, which is replay badges. It's just like buying your feats over with replay badges, but it's styles. You can replay badge over auras, accessories, different styles. You can replay badge those over. The only thing you cannot replay badge over for styles are materials. That's something that probably won't come around in the game, or if it does, it'll be quite a while before they do anything like that. The devs have kind of made it known that they're not really interested in something like that. But yeah, so that's what all the replay badges are. It's basically just showing you the options of what you could unlock if you want to. But you don't necessarily have to. It's just a nice thing in case, because like I have a bunch of alternate characters, and like I have old survival mode styles. Like I can't earn those again. But that style unlocking offers a way for me to get those styles that I could never get ever again anyway. So, like the old Exo shirt, the Trigonic chest, the Kryptonian Fortress of Solitude styles, the Happiness Home styles. Like, I can't ever get those again. So, style unlocking is the only route that I have that I could use to unlock those styles. And those styles in particular that I'm talking about, they're actually really cheap. The survival mode styles are actually really cheap. Those and the OP styles. But yeah, so it's just another option for you. Of course, you don't have to actually do it. You do whatever you want, but it's just another option. I mean, some things are expensive, and you kind of know, like, the things that you buy with like source marks off vendors and stuff is obviously going to be super expensive. I would rather buy it with source marks and use replay badges. So you got to really pick and choose, and you'll kind of know over time what's kind of worth it and what's not really worth that. Like, you could get something for like 100 source marks off a vendor. You're obviously not going to pay 350 replay badges, which is like close to $9 worth of replay badges, on something you could get for 100 source marks in a vendor. Especially if you play regularly. There's not going to be a need for that. It's not worth it. Not worth it for you. RM Creation says, have you made any invincible styles? I've seen other people make invincible styles. I personally have not. I'm kind of waiting for them to add other styles into the game. There are some characters you can make really well in this game from Invincible, but the main characters, for the most part, like I just saw like an Adam Eve. I thought that was done really well. I think that was peak. But like Invincible, that's kind of sketchy. I mean, you could kind of make an okay one, but then you've got like Omni-Man. Like, we don't have a chest style that has like faded hair on the side, but also has a mustache on the front. Like we need like a mustache face style. Like there's other things that we kind of need to make it look good, because it's like then you just have like a full bearded Omni-Man for no reason. So, and I'm not about that. There's just a few little things that I'm kind of like waiting on. Like, I don't want to put out a video and then it's like a couple months later something actually better comes out, and I'm like, well, now I gotta make a whole nother video on that, you know, and kind of rehash things when I could have just done it right the first time. So that's kind of the way that I look at it. I want to do it right the first time, and with the best opportunity that I have. It says, do you have the Rat's Conviction chest? If you can you try to make a style out of it? Actually, there's a really good style that I did make out of it. Davey, go to my channel and look up Dark Styles. And there's a style called the Night of Ruin. Check that out. I think you'll like it. I really liked it, and I liked it so much I decided to put it in a video. So it's called the Night of Ruin, and it uses that chest style. So Dark Styles. Look at the Dark Styles video. What's up? How's it going, Anti? I saw you in game like a week ago, and I was telling War in chat. I was like, "Oh boy, look who made it back into the game." I was like, "Look who's back." I said I'm seeing all these new people, seeing all these old people that are coming around for the new DLC. I'm like, they're slowly making their way back. So, I was pleasantly surprised to see that you had made your way back into the game. I appreciate it, Davey. Yeah. There's some styles I can think off the top of my head, and that was definitely one of them. That was definitely a style that I really enjoyed making, and definitely one that kind of sticks out to me from time to time. So that was an easy recommendation right there, 100%. Yeah, yeah. It was really good. Yeah. It's like a lot of those style, like that Dark Styles video, like it did better. I thought it was gonna do like marginally well. Like I was like, you know, it'll do pretty good, you know, whatever. But man, like the support on that video was amazing. Everybody really liked it. A lot of those styles are kind of like up my alley when it comes to when it comes to making like villainous styles. So I think in the future I will try to do a few more like villainous style videos, because it seems like a lot of heroes really like villainous styles, which to me is absolutely crazy, but you know, it is what it is, right? So I thought that was really cool. Like everybody really liked the villainous styles, the dark styles. So I think I have a few villainous styles coming up in my new video. I wouldn't say they're like dark villainous styles, but they're pretty good for what they are. I think that's fair to say. Oh, they did what I did. Look at that. They did the Arisa Rab. Great minds think alike. They did the same thing that I did with the emblem. Well, now you know one of the characters that I got in one of my videos coming up. There you go. Okay, well that's one of them. Yeah. That's nice to see that other people are thinking the same way I was. Yeah, so that'll be making it in the video. Anti says, just checking the new DLC. Love the new art swapping. What was kind of like? I guess I kind of get your idea on the. Did you kind of leave because of the art swapping? Because I know you kind of did it from time to time. Heck, I did it. But I think it was just a lot to kind of keep up on. Like my tank build is like really nice now because I don't have to put in like half the effort to do that now. But I know like there were people that definitely left because of it, but I couldn't quite tell that they left because of it. But now that they're back, it's like, yeah, they probably left because of that. It's kind of like the hindsight. But but I think just over time it was a lot to keep up with, to be honest. I'll just it's it was quite a bit to try to work on, and so it was better to kind of just you know try to get away with not doing it. So that there were definitely times where I was kind of like, you know what, like when I was running my tank one, it was like instead of swapping on Tornado back after throwing on Gemini, I was doing so many berserks that I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave Gemini on. I'm like, I'm not going to switch back Tornado because at that point you only had to have Tornado on initially to proc the damage buff, and then you could go ahead and swap it off for the whole time, and as long as you were in combat, you'd keep the might buff. Um, but I'm glad to see that they just went ahead and said, nah, we'll just take it out altogether. I think that was a good change, especially with giving us the two extra slots. He says, no, I left because they put the DLC currency in the marketplace, and I thought that would affect the DLC quality. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think that's a fair point as well. I don't know. I mean, I agree with you on that. I think that's a very fair way to feel about that. I don't know. It was one of those. Even though it is far worse, I kind of saw that as like, I don't know. I kind of saw it as like as kind of like buying Catalyst, like the DLC Catalyst off the marketplace. Like that's how I kind of saw it, as like the same thing. I was kind of like, I wasn't thrilled about it, but I was like, whatever. Like if people want to go ahead and spend their money on that, I mean, they can. It's not a smart choice. It's overpriced. So, you would think that because it's so overpriced that it would probably keep a lot of people away from, like, discourage them from doing it. But yeah, for like what, 500 marks, you're paying like 200 something dollars. Like that's a ripoff. Like there's no one in their right mind. Well, I'm sure there are some people, but they're just not in their right mind to be paying that sort of money for that. Um, but yeah, there's no way I would no way I'd have like my friends be buying that, and I'd be, and they're like, oh yeah, I just bought like the 500 pack for two. I'm like, I'd be like, what are you, like, why are you throwing $200 on that? That is insane. That is absolutely insane. I'd be like, yo, you want to talk about something? Like, like that's bad. He says, I'm glad it's not needed in the gear. Double the price. It says it's glad it's not needed in the gear, didn't double in price because of it. The price, the gear is pretty expensive though, especially for this DLC. So it's still, it hasn't doubled, but it's still pretty high, man. So the elite gear is 750 marks, and the red gear is 595. So 595 marks. So, so the elite gear, it is still expensive. I mean, I'm halfway there. I'm like 300 something marks, but still, it's very expensive. But yeah, it'll be a cold day in hell before I buy any sort of like major like currency pack off the marketplace. Yeah, there's no way I would do that. That's insane. I'm not. I was already like checked out when it came to like having the, like I thought having the two like OP items was okay, but man, they did not double the drops. So you still have the same drops, but now you've got to level up two omnipotent items. So, that's gonna be a grind. I like this. This is actually really good. And they're using the new hand style. Yeah. So I think I got both of the omnipotent items up to like the first rank, and got them. I got them like broken through on that first one. Very nice. Spanner says, outside of membership, I don't pay a cent to the game. Paying money to this game is insanity. I do still pay money to this game for certain things, but I definitely try to be really smart about it and try to reduce as much as I can. So there are certain things I definitely won't spend money on. I haven't spent money on seals in God knows how long because I have the membership. Um, so there's a whole bunch of different things that I simply will not spend money on, and I will find other ways of grinding it out. Like there was the for the ultimate recruitment event, like they had the buyout. Like you would make another character and just buy it out and get all the rewards and stuff for like $35 to buy it out. I was like, there's no way I'm doing that. I'm like, there is no way I was like, there is no way that I'm going to go ahead and pay that sort of money out. So what I ended up doing, it was like, you know what? I think this is a time for me to speed run a character through from the bottle ship to level 30, and I got that done in 2.5 hours. So I had 5 wolf packed artifacts already that I just had to go to the dispenser, get it, bam. I was at level 10, quickly got it, bam, done. And then I ran through that 2.5 hours total completion time. I speed ran that. And saved myself the cost of $35. I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm paying that. I'm like, there's no need for that, especially when I can, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I was like, if I can get all those artifacts, if like I can get a base and redeem them, I was like, I can speed run through that, so there's no need for me to be doing that. And the funny thing is like, I tried to go earlier and get them from like Constantine, and he was like, are you like a sadist or something? He was like, why are you coming to me? Like, and that's his dialogue for characters that come to him early on. And I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm too early to the party. I can't get it at like level 5 or level 3. Let's see. So I got OP King, so he's got a few styles. I'll look at a few of them. Let's see. Recent text. Earth character. I don't know if this is from like a specific show or something, but it's not bad. Let me see what else. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I'll look at 2 more styles, and then I think we'll call it a stream. Cause I lost track of time, and I'm like, holy cow. Okay. And I mean, but we were having a good time here. I was having a good time here, so works for me. But actually, this is really cool. This style right here. We got ourselves a Fantastic Four Deadpool. Very nice. But yeah, so we got one more style. Who shall it be? Let me get a good look around here. Who stands out? Somebody I haven't looked at yet. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at the Hope. So he's a Superman character. Well, that's if I can find him. No, my luck, he's already gone. Okay, nope, there he is. There you go. Superman character, the Hope. He's changing his belt style or colors. Yeah, these pants, I love these pants. They're amazing. That was the best edition of the suit, I believe. Because we've really needed a style like that for quite a while. Alright, we got Godman. He said he's got Nova style. I'll take a look at that real quick. And then I think we will end the stream. So we got his Nova style. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you all for hanging out. Especially with my character's name in my face. There you go. I appreciate you all for hanging out. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. There will not be a live stream next week because I will probably be high off my ass and bleeding out my mouth because of surgery. So I will not be around for a live stream next Sunday. The Sunday after that is to be determined. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I am able to do a live stream. I really want to. I should be okay at that point, but I don't want to promise something and then I can't follow through on it. So I appreciate you all for hanging out and watching, and I will see you all in the next video, which should drop fairly soon. Alright, see y'all in the next one. Laters.